iamtricab.com. Thank you guys so much for taking out the opportunity to connect with us. We're trying out something a little bit different here. I'm trying to get a little bit more, what they call it, tech savvy. So we're streaming live both on Facebook and my YouTube channel. So if you can hear us, please let me know that you can hear us. Say, hey, I can hear you, all this stuff. We're trying something new. So if you can hear us and see us and everything is clear, let me know, drop me a message, something. But anyway, it's Friday. We're excited about Friday. Friday. Wake up, mama. Wake up, dad.
Whoa.
We're here, as you can see, I have my phenomenal parents here with us again today on this wonderful Friday. I got the monster. He said nobody else better not call him that. And then I got my Mimi here. And we kind of was talking about earlier, I think I asked you Wednesday, what we're going to talk about today. Again, a lot of times I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the script is going to be. I don't know the script, but I know the meaning, or should I say the title for tonight. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into it. My family and I were always talking about the healing process. Mm-hmm. And in order to be successful in ministry, we must be open to heal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So before we get into anything, I'm going to let my dad lead off. But before we get into it, if you have not had an opportunity to go to iamtricab.com, please go there now. I have been working so hard with my graphic designer to get the updates needed. We're doing some tweaking and some working. I'm going to be adding a lot of fashion content. And thank you. Oh my goodness. I can't stress enough how I appreciate the support with the virtual styling. Please continue to do that. We're in December. I got quite a few dates that are open and slots. Hit me up. Let me know. I'm excited to use my talent and to use my expertise to be able to help make you look good, even though you're at home. But there's some things in our closet that we need to get rid of. But I wanted to put that out there. Thank you so much for the referrals going out. Book me today. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And also, if you had not had a chance to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go and do that today. Okay? So if you're online, again, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going through Restream. I'm trying to get a little bit more creative. So let me know. Let me see the comments. Let me know what's going on. I want to hear the feedback. So, you ready?
Oh, yeah, whenever you are.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I usually allow, my father to kind of spearhead what's going to happen because, again, I do the what they call it, producing, I guess.
Moderator?
Yeah, the moderating, and we'll chime in based on what he's doing. So, all right, here we go.
Okay. Well, why I felt like this subject was important, it basically is just the subject of healing in your family. It's because almost every family has some kind of crisis at some point in their family. You know,
what's going to happen because
you don't know necessarily what person it may be. Mm-hmm. But as a family unit, you will have to be able to get together and help that person through a hardship time. It doesn't have to necessarily be healing. It could be financial. It could be anything. But you still have to come together as a family and deal with those things together. Now, one of the prominent things, well, the first thing we had to deal with was my son, but I'm going to talk more about my wife. When we got married, a large part of my ministry, I was out and I was ministry or evangelizing, and they were having big healing lines, and I was laying hands on the sick, and they were recovering, and they were getting healed. And it was just, I told you about Trika. She was going out to those things. That's why she had all the little animals lining up, and she was in the bedroom healing all the little animals, little stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say not real animals. They were stuffed. Because my daddy is not animal friendly.
No.
Just so you know, he don't do nothing with fur and 4 legs. Not even, well, he barely do 2. But y'all get the point. But anyway.
So then when my own wife became sick with cancer, and, I'm praying, and I'm laying hands on her, and nothing is happening. This was very troubling to me because here I am. I'm out there ministering to all kind of people coming in off the street, and they were getting healed. All kind of miracles. And my own wife, she's up here sick. Now, I should probably start off telling you with my wife, she didn't tell me how sick she was. I knew she was getting a little, what do they call it, like hysteric, she was getting a little tired. Because, like today, she's been over here at my daughter's house. I don't think she's just sat down hardly one time. She's been busy the whole time, just moving around and doing lights and doing this and doing that. I'm almost going to holler, sit down.
It's something that needs to be done.
I don't think you know how to do that.
Yes, I do. Send me a plane ticket. I bet y'all know how to sit down in.
Well, you got to get away from here.
Well, after COVID-19, they got the sale. The sale can stay on all year long. COVID-19 is drying up in Jesus' name. They got the medicine and everything. It's drying up. So I bet y'all sit down somewhere then. But anyway.
So. But she would not tell me she was sick. Now, when I probably asked her, how did she first react when she, in a few minutes, when she first got the news. But what it was that she didn't tell me. I had to have a dream. I'm at home, I'm dreaming, and I'm walking around this doctor's office, and I didn't know her doctor, I didn't know anything, but then I see the papers on there with her name on it. I open the folder, the manila folder, and I see the diagnosis and everything. And so when I wake up, I go to ask her about it, and that's when she admitted that she was sick and she had cancer. They had diagnosed her with cancer. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you react when they told you in the doctor's office?
Well, I really wasn't. I'm not a very fearful person, so it really didn't alarm me. It just didn't at the time. I guess my mind went straight into, okay, how am I going to deal with this mold? I'm a fighter, so I went straight into fighting mode, and my mind just went there. That's the honest truth. And then I was trying to figure out how I would tell you, because we had lost a lot of people that we knew that were very dear to me that year with cancer. So it wasn't something easy and simplistic to kind of tell. But sure enough, though, when I did come home, you sat me down and you said, well, am I going to tell you or are you going to tell me? I'll never forget that. And so you began to, and I didn't say anything. And then you just spilled out everything that had went on in the office, like you were in the office with me. Yeah. And I had baby Jay with me, but we called Jay, my son, baby Jay.
Yes.
That's what we used to call him. I had baby Jay with me.
Hey, brother.
And I had caught the bus from Robbins, Illinois at that time to the Cook County Hospital, because the car we had, this was humble beginnings, so don't get offended because I'm not. But I had caught the bus over there to the county hospital, so I was already tired from catching the bus and then keeping up with the baby on the AO and on the bus on the west side. So by the time I got over there, obviously I was really worn out, but I had baby Jay with me, and he was a lot of comfort. On that note, it's very important as a mom in your house. Getting back to what you were saying, as a mom And as a family, I know my daughter used to talk. She talked about me playing the salty scriptures and all of that.
We was deep at 4 and 5 years old. We was deep. We was laying on hands and casting out demons and stuff. That's why I had them stuffed animals up there. Them animals was getting healed.
Get delivered too.
They was getting delivered.
Wait a minute. Wait. So there.
Me and Jay was deep. We was having revivals at 5 or 6 years old in the house.
What I'm trying to say is,
and fasting on Saturday morning.
It's what I was trying to do.
Help the people, Mama. Help them. It's never too early to let your child fast. Never too early. Go on a consecration, 21-day consecration. We 3. We want Fruit Loops. We want Lucky Charms. We want snacks. We couldn't eat none of that. I think he was doing vegan before we even knew what vegan was. Because we couldn't eat no meat after a certain time. And, that cat got feathers on it. You can't eat that. I wish my brother was here because he'll be like, yep, amen. Okay.
They won't let me finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I couldn't help it.
What I'm trying to say, seriously, as a mother, and raising your kids in the church, you want to put that spirituality in there as much as you can, or as much as your atmosphere will. It depends on who you're living with. Because a lot of people don't want to hear scriptures and stuff all day.
We didn't,
or at all. They don't want to hear tapes, but you can put the tapes on, because I used to put the tapes on the children's ministry tapes on in the morning so the kids could get the word inside of them before they left to go to school. And then on Saturdays, we would kind of do a sit down Bible thing. So it's very important to try to get that word, put that word into your children while they're young. So when they get out on their own, because they're not going to always
not
be
3
with
and 4. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's good training. They train skaters and kids that
you consecrating for 21 days.
Not consecrate. Stop that in those 21 days.
It's not like it. We was hungry all the time.
It's important to get that word of God into your children when they're young. Let them hear the Bible. Let them see you praying. Let them help you pray. So this is what we tried to do. I'm trying, y'all. They won't let me do it today.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, this is what we tried to put into the kids when they were young. So now here we were with a crisis, a health crisis on one of the parents, which was me, in the house. And so that word bounced off of Jay, it bounced off of Trika, and they were able to help me pray. They were able to pray me through. And my son James, he is kind of like his dad. He's very prophetic, and so he would see different things in the house. He would actually see death coming into our door, and he would tell me what he would see, and he would open up the door and say, "Mommy, open up the door and let death out of the door." I mean, it's a lot that goes on with it, but it's important to put that word and try your best as a parent to instill that word of God, because when that battle comes, your children can be in that battle with you and help you come out of the battle alive and healed and ready to go on to your regular routine. So
how did you find out about your mother?
You know what? I knew something was going on, but again, I always kind of stayed in La La Land a lot. And I think the reason why is because we had we fought with everything.
Yeah, we did.
Everything was always a battle. Everything was always prayer, consecration. That's probably why she started. She knew, you saw it.
Yeah.
At 3 and 4, it was always, we gotta fight for something. Fight. And
people thought everything was just la la la. The burn.
No.
We had to fight for everything, and that's because we didn't complain or we didn't carry ourselves like we were, complainers or whatever.
No, and I never. I knew something was going on, but again, being a creative, I stayed in my own little planet because that allowed me to deal with life. I didn't really say much. Again, I wasn't much of a talker back then. You know what?
Quiet.
Get her. See now.
Back
I don't
then,
know how this happened.
I don't know how this.
I
don't either.
Tell the people because they don't believe.
No, you didn't talk. You did not talk
I
at all.
I did not talk at all. Do you hear what I said?
You played with your dolls. You drew. You got piles of journals.
I wrote.
You wrote. And
I never talked. I was not interested in conversation. I didn't want to hear conversation. As a matter of fact, I wanted you and everybody else to be quiet. I was just not that type of person. And I don't know what happened. The Lord changed the whole script. I don't know if it was because, again, going back to Mom, but I think for me, I knew something was going on when I seen you laying on the couch.
Okay.
I was like, this is just weird. And then the fact that you were losing a lot of weight. And again, I never asked any questions.
No, you didn't.
You did.
I just was quiet. I don't know. I don't know if that was God protecting me.
Possibly, yeah.
But my brother, he was always the deep one. And he was deep for both of us. So it wasn't, I feel like ain't no sense of two kids being deep.
But Jay was very on target all the time. He was very on target. He actually knew he would be on the same page your daddy would be at his age. Okay. He always was on target. He didn't have a clue.
Yeah. He was so into he was different. He was very different. So I stayed in a place of happiness in my mind. And so that's why I played with my dolls and I wrote, and I didn't really start paying attention to things until after you came out of it.
Yeah.
Then I knew I was like, oh, that's what Mom was going through.
And that was okay. I mean, I didn't bother you about it. That was your personality.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me just jump from there. We're going to go back, but let me just jump from there because later on in life, you were also diagnosed with cancer. How did you take that and you were able to fight it and win the battle just like your mother?
Well, I felt like, well, Mama got through it. I'll be all right. It does freak you out a little bit because then that means you have to do discipline. And so my mom specialized in the plan that she did as far as staying away from this, doing that, a lot of holistic approaches.
Yeah.
I started to do that. But a lot of mine came from being severely morbidly obese. I was a big girl, okay? And along with other health issues that I had because of the weight, and the medicine I was on, and the bad marriage, and on and on and on and on. Just
you had a mixture. You had a lot of things going on there.
So I was carrying a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
and it did freak me out at first, but then I was like, well, whatever my mom did, along with the scriptures, along with taking care, doing the natural part, doing the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the spiritual part, we're going to put all that together and be fine. But I knew what I needed to do.
You just made a decision and you was able to just...
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to be okay. I didn't want to go through the process because that was a very painful process. Mine required a lot of painful procedures that nobody should have to go through. And this, that, and the third. And that was dramatic in itself. But I had already said, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. We gon' this. I just knew I would be fine. If that makes any sense. I didn't allow it to change. I didn't allow it to fear to come in and make me go, oh my goodness, the world was going to end. I didn't.
You didn't walk in the fear. You didn't walk in it.
No.
It came to you, but you didn't walk in it. You didn't give the consent to keep walking in that fear. It's a difference. When you give that atmosphere, or when you give fear an opportunity, and fear, you open that door and walk into it, then you're in trouble. It's gonna come. It's gonna but you make a decision not to walk in that fearful door. You close that door and go just the opposite way.
Yeah. Because that fear, it'll take you out of here.
If you let it. Yeah. If you allow it. It's all of what you allow to, what happens to in your life. It's what you allow. Yeah.
One of the things I have noticed over the years, and y'all having went through that, y'all could probably tell me if I'm on the right track when I say this, is that so many times I've seen people, when they hear the big C and this sort of thing, they don't necessarily want to follow the doctor's orders, but they want to do it their way or just believe. And a lot of times you could tell that it's not faith that's leading them to do not want to follow the orders. It's more fear, because the doctors might say they don't have to cut this or do that. But I have found over the years that if you just really trust God and willing to go along with what's going to happen, God may heal you or rescue you before that starts. Or if you have to go through whatever you have to go through from chemo or whatever, he just takes you through it.
Yeah.
Surgery or whatever has to go on, God will be with you.
Yeah.
But you follow the orders, also the natural orders.
Yes, you do.
It's not a contradiction of faith.
Right.
To follow the orders of your doctor.
It's kind of like, God gonna heal me from high blood pressure, but I'm gonna go on and get me some fat back. I'm gonna go on and eat at 9:30 at night and 10 o'clock at night. We're gonna go to a buffet, and then tomorrow I'll get up. I'm healed, and then you standing in the line. You wasting the pastor's time.
Yeah, and yours.
And I'm gonna take these blood pressure medicines. That's all of that. No, that's too much. You have to do your part, and then God does his part. It's a unit. You guys work together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't be out here always in the prayer line all the time, but you be the first 5 ones to get up all this food and eat stuff you ain't got no business eating.
Again, and then as a
late at night.
As a family and as a unit, and even when you were young, we always asked God as a unit. We always ask God to give us the right hospital, give us the right doctor.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if that doctor gives you a question mark inside of your spirit or inside of your heart, you're uncomfortable, then you ask God to show you another clinic or show you another doctor, and he will do it. Get a second or a third opinion if you have to. And then if all of those 3 doctors are saying the same thing, then you go with the doctor that was more concerned about your well-being. And then but you have to do what the doctor says, because the body is, you can't wake up in the morning like you can wake up in the morning and say, oh, I need a perm, or I need to get my hair done, or I need to get my nails done, or you can't check your heart, you can't check your thyroid, you can't check your gallbladder like that. You have to go to a professional so they can check it for you, and then they give you whatever they see is going on. So you have to go along with that. Ask them to show you the x-rays, look at the x-rays, ask them for a copy, take it home to your family, and y'all look at those x-rays, pray over them, and pray over the right doctor, and God will see you through.
Yes,
he will see you through, and he will show you the rest of that, what to do. Because sometimes people don't like to drink water, or they eat too much fried foods. That was my problem. Yeah. I was eating too much fried food and too much butter. And so now I'm very, very sparingly with that. I don't hardly eat that type of thing anymore. But I'm just saying, as a unit, as a family, that's why you need your family, you need your children when you're in ministry, and you need to try to train them as much as you can as in a positive atmosphere. So when the negative tries to puncture that unit, all of you guys can get together and come against that puncture wound that has come in the middle of the bubble.
I used to be like that. All this praying and carrying on. I'm like, now that's me. I'm young. I'm like, God must can't hear.
It was a lot.
Why do we have to pray 9 times a day? Then we praying on this day, and then we praying on that, and the National Fast Day, and all of these. I'm like, Lord, but you must be tired. This a kid.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But see, here's the thing. This is why I did not want to marry a minister, because I came from a preacher's home. Why would I want to? Are you serious? Why would I want to marry one? Anybody in their right mind don't want to. If you come out of a preacher's house, you don't want to marry one.
Amen.
So and I'm saying,
well, I didn't want to be one, so
and see, that's another problem.
Yeah.
And then you have a prophetic umbrella over you, so that's another thing. So
you go from one problem to another problem. You poor thing.
Yeah. Because
that's why you be looking like that.
Yeah, thank you.
I see now.
So the enemy had a mandate to kill you in the first place. So then you got me in the middle of it. Then you had the kids. So I mean, you got to train your kids to fight. I wouldn't be a smart woman if I didn't train my kids to fight. I don't want Trina and Jay calling me, Mama, can you pray for my nail? My nail broke. No, you pray for your own nail. I done showed you how to pray for your own nail. Don't call me with that. Call Jesus. He's the one that can heal you. I'm finna go to the store. You on your own now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, like with me, one of the hardest conversations I had to have with my wife, because I was praying. I'm like, Lord, if all these people getting healed whenever I minister, and here's my own wife. And the Lord spoke to me just as good and just said, it's time for her to grow up. He said, you know, she's going to have to do this on her own. Now, I got to go back and tell my wife that, because she's looking at me like, okay, pray for me, you pray for everybody else. You know, everything is but.
And then when you told me that, I went total off.
You said you had an attitude.
I had an attitude. I said, what kind of man of God is this? You gonna tell your wife she got cancer? You gonna tell her she gotta pray for herself? I went totally off. But I understood later on. I understood what God was trying to do for Andrea, trying to get me to grow up and be on my own. And so in turn, that came into a ministry for me after I got through fighting and coming out of the battle. That it turned into a ministry for me to be stronger and to help other people. So, so this is how I got here as Trika's mom today. Yeah. So I passed that on to her as a woman of God, so she can do the same thing. God can't use no punk Christians.
Oh boy,
he can't. You punk it out every time. What are you gonna do with you?
You can't. Yeah.
How you gonna help somebody? You wasting your time.
You have to have courage in this thing. This thing is not something that is for the weak. If you're weak and feeble, you're not gonna make it.
Honey, we done been through COVID-19 long time ago.
I know. Wait.
So COVID-19 didn't really faze me. I mean, I'm sick of it, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been COVID-19 3 decades ago.
Jay told me, he said, yeah, since we was in COVID-19 back in so and so and so and so. Mm-hmm. He said we had no money, we couldn't go nowhere. We stayed in the house all the time. What is this? This ain't nothing. Right. We were what they said, we went through basic training long before COVID-19 even reared his little head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we've been through the worst.
So we was in boot camp.
We was in boot camp.
Yeah.
We got I want to say hi to the people real quick.
Okay.
Because it looks like my sister is on here. Let's see. Hey, Navika. Hey, sis. You got Kimberly Denise from Nevada. She's watching. Sequita Crawley.
Hey, Quita.
She said gangsta saints. And Davika said when we were talking about the consecration, she said, "And look at you now, holy before the Lord." I still need to be purged a little bit more. It's like a perm; it ain't took all the way. We still got some residue left over. You would think after all of that. But I wanted to just say hi to everybody. We're trying something new. So, but yeah, we've been through COVID-19 before all this other kind of stuff. This is a breeze.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, and when I say a breeze, I don't want to negate what's going on,
right,
or anything like that. But we've been through the worst. My family and I have been through the worst. Some things we will never tell.
Right.
And some things we will tell. But
right.
my brother would attest to it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of lonely, hard, rough, struggling, straining, scraping moments where we just felt like, oh my goodness, we are not going to make this, Lord. And I really thought he couldn't hear it because I'm like, your people need you.
Yeah.
But after you've been through the fire, you come out as pure.
I think I had you and Jay every line they had. Every government line they had out there.
The cheese line.
Well, I remember, I think you told me, because this was before me, but the devil would try everything he could to kill Trika and take her voice before she got to this point. Yeah. I mean, he didn't try, you said before you was going down to Memphis or something, you came home and you all had to
talked about that.
Yeah, I talked about that.
She talked about it one taping where I had swollen up, adenoids were swollen, my whole body was about to explode, and they were gonna do surgery and the heart. And if they did surgery again, it probably would kill me, and I could never sing, and I could never do all this can't stuff. But and I used to get the worst sore throats ever. I don't get those anymore. Yeah. But all I'm saying is he hated me from the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like him either. So whatever. We cool.
And then on that note, these were the same doctors when she was 2, 4, and 6. And 2, 4, and 6. And then she had a 8. When she was 8, but she didn't have a surgery when she was 8. But these were all the same doctors at Children's Memorial. So I was able, God bless me again, but I was by myself then. I was able to stay consistent with those same doctors and listen to the word for myself and my child. Even when Trika was a little one, I would have those scriptures going. So it would get into our spirit. So I would know what to do because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm not going to lie. And you don't know if you got the right doctor or not. Not as the Holy Ghost, unction you, or you get a confirmation. And sometimes you be like, okay, I'm just going to go with this doctor because, he seemed to be pretty good. But I mean, it was just God had his hands of consistency because I asked him, God, when I go down here to the hospital, keep the right doctors around me and Trika because I don't know what to do, but I'm trusting you to be my leader and my guider. And I have a husband to consent with at the time, but I'm trusting you right now to lead me and guide me to take care of Trika's throat and her tonsils and adenoids. So, then when I met you, I just kept doing the same thing. And it was really good because it taught me not to just depend on you. You got to trust Jesus. You can have a husband, that's fine, honey. But you want to trust Jesus. Jesus is the one. You got to know he's first in your life.
Okay, babe.
You got to know that Jesus is first in your life because he's a jealous God.
She wants the people to understand.
Yeah. Okay. That's the teacher mode, the teacher thing. But God wants to know that he's first in your life because he's a jealous God. And he doesn't want anybody before him. And so I'm just with that scripture right there.
But it was one thing that happened between me and Andrea concerning the children, and this was with Jay. He was a very sickly because he was a preemie child when he was born, and he was not supposed to be born. He was, whether you know it or not, he was twins, just like my wife was twins. Yeah. and his twin passed.
Yeah.
You know, her twin.
He was 2 months premature.
Right. He was too much premature.
Yeah.
So anyway, during that period, he still came and he was very sickly.
Yeah.
And my wife had a dream, and she was telling me about it on the way to church. And she had a dream, whereas I think he was in a casket.
He was in a casket. I was in a funeral home, but I was by myself.
Uh-huh.
And in this funeral home, it was just Jay and I myself, but Jay was in the casket.
Right.
But he was still moving around.
Right.
And he was little, like he was then. I forgot how old Jay was then.
About 2. I think it's about 2 or
about
3.
2 or 3. And he was moving around, and I started screaming in this dream. And I said, "Oh my they got my baby in the casket, but he's not dead yet. He's not dead yet." And that's all I remembered, and that's all I still remember.
And then she had broke into tongues, speaking in tongues, but I could interpret tongues, and she was in tongues, and in tongues she kept on saying, "If you allow it,
Mm-hmm.
if you let it,
Mm-hmm.
if you let it." And see, he was always sickly. So to me, it was like he's going to spend all his life close to death and sickly if we allow it.
Yeah, because at the time he was they said so he was missing a heart valve.
Uh-huh.
That's what they were saying. That when his valve, his heart was not there.
Right.
So that was the reason why he stayed sick so much, because he wasn't breathing properly and getting any air. And they was going to have to put that valve in there so he would be okay. Yeah.
And then so I got Matthew, the 18th chapter, 18th and 19th verse, and about touching and agreeing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew that I was going to use that
Mm-hmm.
And pray for him that night. So I think I had to go to work that day. I came home that night, me and the wife, we went in there, laid hands on him,
Yeah.
touching and agreeing that he was healed.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, he didn't have no more problems. They didn't have to do the surgery.
No.
He got a new valve. He got everything.
Yeah, he got a miracle. Yeah, because I remember one particular time, and this is talking about being parents, to your children in a home. I remember Jay was riding his tricycle out in front of the house, and I happened to be sitting on the porch watching him while he was, riding down the street. And one particular time while he was riding his tricycle, he just literally just passed out. It was too much for him. So then that's when we, found out what was going on with Jay, why he would be so tired as a little child. And so that's what we, it was very, very, very trying again to have to deal with that. But God gave us.
After that?
Yeah, after that, it wasn't no more problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And y'all that know him, y'all done seen him today. He's big, he's strong, played football, the whole thing. So,
yeah.
I mean,
but it was a fight.
Right. It was a fight.
It was a fight. And after that dream, I was like, no, I'm not going to allow Satan to come back into the house and then take something from me that was given to me, and yeah.
And it just stuck with me, that scripture, because it said, anything you ask to where you agree on earth, gave us that power. So then I learned, that so many things that happen, it's within our power. He's given us power.
Right.
So, that's been one of the things, and, we had to even get across to our children and everything. Did you understand back then what was going on with Jay and different things? Or
I just thought something was wrong with him. He's passing out and falling out every 5 minutes. He was so dramatic. Oh, he was dramatic. You call his name, he'd fall out. That wasn't his heart valve. Something was wrong with him. So I was never impressed with any of those alleged elements that Mama said he had, especially when he would get in trouble. What? Just be a man. Take the beating. You deserve it.
Well, he was a con artist too. Now he
He was too much.
He was always trying to get out of his spanking.
Ooh, he was too much. So I never. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with him. He all right. That's just joking. I know that sound bad, but that's just me being.
No, that's just a big sister. That's all.
Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Oh boy.
A lot of things I think God shielded me from. It being serious, but I think a lot of things God shielded me from because He knew what was up the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I literally stayed in my own world, my imaginary world. I stayed there.
And your heart was so tender too.
Yeah,
seemed like you was so.
I was so sensitive.
Yeah.
I ain't sensitive now. But I was very tender because I love people. I wanted everybody to like me. Come to find out that was a lie from the pit. You know, I was very concerned about this and that and just nervous about people. I didn't want to be in front of nobody. I didn't want to do this. I was some issues going on. But again, I guess that's the creative side of a person.
Your personality.
The personality was being developed. And even at that, I love people, but I didn't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I was always concerned about, oh no, did you see about the so-and-so and da-da-da-da-da, and I would just get sad. And all. So that was my way of staying there. Because too much sadness, I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
I just.
I'm gonna tell this on Trigger when.
Oh Lord.
When we would have the TV on, and my mother can contest to this because she stayed over my mom's quite a bit with my mom. You know, my mom said her and my father would turn into a movie, and if the movie looked like it was scary, Trigger would take off running to the back door. She would run, no, I can't. You don't want to see that, Granny. No. And she said they were just trying to find a channel. They weren't gonna look at the scary movie. But Trigger she didn't like anything dark or scary.
I don't do no scary movies.
She would just take off running.
I don't do no scary movies.
Her favorite is Elf. I mean.
Yes, yeah, that's me. You know, I don't do nothing scary, nothing dark. Now the twist is with that, but
Elf will set my blood sugar up. I can't.
You guys know the Elf Christmas movie. There's a scene in that movie, and where he goes inside of the store, the department store, and you know how the wheels are just the door just goes around.
The turnstile.
Y'all not gonna believe this, but I've always wanted to do that. That was always on my to-do list. So one day we had an opportunity. It was not, well, I don't know where we was. I don't know if we was in a different state.
I think we were out of town somewhere.
We were out of town, and it was this department store. And I said, Ma, ain't nobody around. I'm gonna do it.
I left. So they figure out who does this person belong to. I don't know. I'm gone.
I was like, Jay, this is so much fun.
I couldn't believe it. She just got. I said, she's serious. I'm going over to the car and just let her stand there until she get through.
Mama just left me hanging out there. I felt so fulfilled. I've always wanted to do that. So when I seen it in the movie, I thought I was the only one that actually wanted to do that. God made a way for me to do that. It was great.
Lord,
So put that on God.
Yeah, right. Because he got paid for it. He got a check. He's still getting some checks today.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's just a part of being a creative. And one thing on a serious note, I do have my parents to thank for allowing me and my brother to express our creative side and to nourish it. And not only nourish it, but they pushed us into that side. That's just the part of the brain that just decided to take over.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing that my dad and my mom did not say if it didn't look a certain way, you can't do it. If it don't sound a certain way, you can't do that. They pushed arts on us. They pushed culture. They pushed activity. They pushed different cultures. They pushed that because one of the biggest things, and I think I've said this before, my dad said he did not want to raise no stupid kids. He never called us stupid. But he was like, some of the things you're doing is stupid. Don't do that. So he was so, his motive and his life's work was to make sure that we were exposed to everything. And I appreciate that. Me and Jay talk about that all the time. And Mom was making sure that you had the scriptures in your Bible and make sure she wanted us when it was time to be deep.
So you could fight.
When it was time for us to be deep, my mom made sure that we had those words. We had the sword and the shield and the boots and the helmet, all of that. And she made sure that we were able to fight life. So, we appreciate that.
That's being that salt. That's being that salt of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's being the salt.
Yeah.
That's going way back to, I think, when we first got on the YouTube here. I think I talked about that at first, but God wants us to be the salt of the earth. But if that salt has not been processed, and if it hasn't been gone through the process, it's not real salt. So you want to be real flavor. You want to be real flavor to your surroundings and your community, and salt goes everywhere. It's they're little tiny granules, but they go everywhere. The salt just can't go in Church God Christ. The salt got to go to the Methodists. They got to go to everybody. Even if people that don't go to the atheists and tell them, be the salt for them, because they have a soul too that will eventually have to see the Lord. And so that's our job. That's our job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you get your healing totally, how did when you heard about it? How did you feel about it? How your mother had the dream, and with the stones. I know you heard that story.
Oh yeah.
How did you react to that, or did you?
What to the?
Yeah.
To Mom's dream.
Yeah, and to the whole healing. You just wondering how the children, they took that. I know you was happy, but besides that, were you really amazed, or you just was expecting that? That was that.
You know what? I guess for me, and this might sound so cavalier and so nonchalant, I just knew nothing wasn't gonna happen. I didn't know how. I didn't know. I just felt like my mom was built to last. I just knew, she'd be all right. Maybe that's not a good approach, but I just knew she's going to be fine. I knew God was going to come through. I've seen it before. He did it this way. And I knew God was not going to allow me to live the rest of this life without my mom. Now, as the older I became, my nerves be a little different now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because so many of my peers and counterparts, people that I know and know of, they're losing their moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this started happening last year, and I began to feel like, oh God. And I knew some things were going on. Mom has always had to fight with her body.
Yeah.
With something.
Yeah.
And so I started to get a little nervous. I think, it was like between I was 38 and 39, I really started to be like, oh my God.
And it don't be like a common cold.
Right? No. And so I felt like I began to pray harder. Not saying that he wasn't, but the body gets tired.
Yeah.
The body goes through things. Your spirit is like, your spirit is willing, but the body is just like,
That's it.
I can't handle this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I begin to kind of just see people and they losing their moms, and I'm thinking, oh God. Oh, and I'm looking at her, and she looked like she didn't been through the storm and the rain. You know, and so that made my nerves a little bit on edge, because I felt like, okay, you know, I can't be selfish forever, because you get tired.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to just let it go, you know. But that's when I started noticing some things, and that's when I was like, oh, okay. So the prayer for her was different.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they say when you get older, girls are a lot closer, they do more, you know, they're a lot, you know, they concern more. But the last 2 years, 3 years actually, they were a little nervous, because you would just know something would be wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm like, Lord, don't let nothing happen to my mom. Please don't get tired right now. Go take some more vitamins and all this other kind of stuff. Maybe that sounds selfish, but I'm like, I need her. Yeah. I need her. I need her support. I need her help, because you can have a room of people that say, oh, go Trika, you could do this, go this, go do that. And that's great. And I love the support and the encouragement, because I get it all the time. But there's something about your family. You got your mama, you got your daddy. If you don't have your father, you have your mom. If you don't have your dad, you know, you have your mom. If you don't have your mom, you have your dad. And then your brother. I need that. I'm not arrogant enough to say I don't need that. No, I need you to push me, because there's times when I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to do none of this. I'm sick of you, and you. All y'all. I'm sick of all y'all. But when you have that support, I know for me, I was built to need that. Mm-hmm. Some people will call it needy, or some people will call it that. If that's what you call it, God bless you. But I'm very, very secure about what I need for Trika. Mm-hmm. This is what she needs. Mm-hmm. So if I know you get one person that believes in you and push you, and you can make it, for me, it's y'all. I wouldn't be doing this. Listen, I would not be doing this if I didn't have the positive support from my mom and my dad. It just wouldn't be happening. You know, I mean, I just wouldn't. I didn't see it this way. Mm. I did not see it this way, but God, He changed it. Uh-huh. And I had to look into the spirit and to see, I'm like, what is my parents saying? What are they seeing? Mm. And I'm just, okay, willing and obedient. I'm going to do what God say do. Yeah. So if this is where this is going, okay, cool. Let's go ahead. Okay. So everybody is different. Yeah. They have that one person in their life that supports them. Everybody's different. You know, they have that one person in their life that just pushes them. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. And certain people you'll listen to, certain people you're not going to listen to. Yeah. Because like you said, where it said 2 or 3 are gathered, listen, everybody ain't going to support you, okay? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is just live and talking with the parents, but you'll be surprised the people that start acting funny. Okay. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Okay. People's faces is really showing, but you know what? That's okay, because I roll the window up, put my mask on, go to the bank. God is blessing. You know what I mean? So you'll be surprised. Mm. You will be surprised. And to me, this is small. Yeah. I'm so nonchalant about it, but I know God is in it. Yeah. But you'll be surprised how people's change, their spirits change, their attitudes change. And when you have that spirit of discernment, you can pick up when somebody is for you, and you can pick up when somebody is, oh, that little thing you doing, God bless you. You fake, go away. Yeah. You can pick that up. Yeah, you can. And then you can pick up the people that are really praying for you. Yeah. That really want you to succeed. Right. Those people that, they want you to be miserable just like them. The devil is a lie. Always. I'm not finna go and be pity party. I'm not going to stay the same. Right. We're here to be the salt of the earth. My job, your job, the world's job is to inspire somebody else. Yeah. How can I help you? How can I build to you? How can I inspire you? Yeah. How can I lift you? All of us don't need to be out here off wearing helmets and retarded and slow and backwards. That's no. It. That's it. If I win, you win. Right. phone call stopped. The hey girl, how you doing? That stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this stopped. The people that you thought was gonna support you, oh, they funny now. Oh no. Oh, that's cute. And I never showed any shade with anybody.
Okay.
If you come to me and say, hey, I'm like, hey, woo, yay. I don't have the money, but I'm going to share it.
Yeah.
I'm going to like it. I'm going to send you a positive word.
Right.
I'm going to encourage you.
Right.
That's my role.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't the time to be jealous with nobody. What? Why are you going to do that? People dying. Did you know people is dying like they ain't never died before?
They're dying in groves where they don't even have room to bury them. So, and I said this earlier too, when we first started taping. You don't know what people's stories are. What gives you the right to be jealous of someone when you don't even live with them? You don't know them. You don't really know anybody till you live with them. Yeah. When you live with them, then you know them.
Let me ask you one quick question because I know we only got a few minutes left.
Okay.
But I was wondering, how did you deal with it the second time after you had been healed and then they told you again cancer, it came back? How do you do? Your mind has to be like almost, I got to fight this thing again. How do you stir that up to come back? And you know what I mean? You got to start all over again. The devil, he don't give up. So you can't give up either. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How did you have to work with your mind? Because I know everybody gets tired.
Well, I did say just what you said. I was like, I said, Lord have mercy, I'm tired. I got to go through this again. And then that's when the Lord said to me, don't say you're tired. Don't let that come out of your mouth. Be careful not to say that. And to this day, I'm careful. Y'all don't hear me say, oh, I'm so tired. I have said that a lot. And the Holy Spirit said, stop it. Stop saying those words. And then I didn't stop with my scriptures, my healing scriptures. I kept it going. I have to do my homework. I have to keep that word alive and well in my spirit, so my spirit does not get tired, and it will work with the healing process in my body, along with what I eat and how I rest. And that's why a lot of things I do not take on, I will not do. I stop, because after you have done it so long, your body is going to tell you, that's it. Stop that. Your body only can take so much pressure trying to help this person, help to do it. Stop. Just stop, do a minimum, and take yourself home and get some rest. And a lot of people don't realize that. If you don't get rest, your system will break down, your mind will break down, and that death angel will slide right on in there. And so then I did say that though, James. Yeah. But the Lord corrected me, and I don't say that anymore. Yeah. I don't say that anymore. So I just kept saying
your mouth.
My mouth, what I said. Because what I say actually does happen. And that's what the Bible said. You should have whatever you say. What you say. Yeah. Not I have what you say, but I have what I say. Mm-hmm. And so it's become a revelation to me. It's very powerful. My tongue, my mouth, what I say, what comes out of my mouth is very powerful and very strong and very active, and it will activate. So I had to realize that. And I realized it at that particular point, and just went on to fight.
And another thing too, even in ministry, it's always good to adapt the word no.
Yes.
No is a complete sentence.
Yes.
It does not require explanation, nor does it require a PowerPoint or Excel sheet. Yeah. It's really simple. Mm-hmm. No. And sometimes we put a lot of things on ourselves, and then God, like, I didn't tell you to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we want to be that good person. We want to be consistent. We want to be loyal. And sometimes loyal puts you in a grave.
Yeah, will.
Loyal make you unhappy. Mm-hmm. Loyal make you miserable. Loyal make you end up in a wrong relationship you ain't got no business being in. Mm-hmm. Loyal will make you take the wrong job. Yeah. Loyal will have you in the hospital on the 5th floor, not because you sick. Your mind is just gone. So we have to know what is for us and what is not for us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to say No, it's okay. I can't, or maybe next time, or you can do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
But I think we as people, we don't know how to use that word because we don't want to disappoint. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to your health and your tolerance level of being able to deal with things, sometimes the no protects you from something else coming to you.
And the people that ask you what to do things like that, they should be able, if they're in the Lord, they should be able to pick that up and not even ask you in the first place. If they're if they're selfish, then that's gonna come out.
Because
they're gonna keep pushing you and asking you, and you're like, are they serious?
Because you get some people that they you tell them no, and they get an attitude.
They get mad because you say no.
Because you say, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
The world don't revolve around you.
Yeah.
There's something else that might be going on in my life at that particular time that I can't give you explanation for.
Yeah.
Is the reason why I said no.
And it's not my business to find out what your explanation. I should accept you as my daughter. If you say, "Mom, no, I can't do that." Oh, okay, Trika, cool, that's fine. Go get you some rest. I'll figure it out. And that's how we do each other. No, you got it. No, that's selfish. That God ain't in that. That's Andrea then. God ain't in that. Yeah. You can't push people to do that. That ain't fair.
It's not fair.
That's not fair.
Because that's happened to me so many times, and you feel bad. But I've learned I must stick to the word no. Mm-hmm. Because in this season, we got stuff going on in the air.
Yeah.
And we have to be wise.
You do. To keep your immune system healthy and
wise
and strong.
And yeah. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm talking about Trika.
Yeah.
Because the way Trika, how she set up, if she ends up doing something that is not conducive to her, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it in some form or fashion. And when you begin to tell people what your focus is, and when focus, you see the end of the road, people should respect that.
That's it, right?
They should know this is my focus. This is where my heart is. This is what I have to do. And my family, my dad and my mom taught us family first, God then family. Yes. If people cannot understand that, that's their problem.
Right.
And nothing trumps that. Right. But I know we went 2 minutes over our time. We had such a good conversation.
Yeah.
We'll end this. Sequita says, "Spoiled folks don't comprehend." No, come on.
All right.
Can you say it again for the people in the back?
All right.
They don't comprehend. No, it's like, and that's good. I like that.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
If you guys had a chance to hang out with me and speaking of Sequita and my brother Anthony, I think he's on here too. We had an opportunity to just hang out Wednesday. It was, we had a blast. Child, I laughed so hard. I think it was an Epsom salt bath. And I had a Tylenol because my ribs was hurting. And I had such a good time with them. But I got a surprise for you guys. We're going to be at it again.
I even said, Tricky, your friends are crazy.
Did you hear that, Sequita and Anthony? Wait, you don't believe that? That's how we carry y'all. True story. That was not acting at all. That's what we do.
No, that's what they do. They act like
Mama tell you.
Honey, I walk away. I think I'll see y'all later because they'll be at it all time in the morning.
But we're gonna be at it again, y'all. This coming Wednesday, you should probably see some kind of advertisement going out, and we're gonna be at it again this coming Wednesday. And I got a chance to get my bougie brother. He gonna be joining us. So it's gonna be, we got 4 different states going on. This is gonna be fun. I enjoyed it. I love them so much because they can say no. They can say, I don't want to be bothered. They can say no. But because of the love that we share and the history that's real rich, genuine friendship between friends, I am so grateful for them. Yeah. And so this is the moment so this coming Wednesday at 7:00, we're going to be going live on Facebook. So tune in, like it, share it, all that good stuff. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. I appreciate it. Woo! It's just going to be fun. And if you haven't had a chance to go to my website, I said it in the beginning. We are adding a lot of updates. I've been trying to work with my web designer, trying to get everything done. He's going to be working on it. And we're working very hard because I'm adding things as far as the fashion piece, and I'm adding things with this and that. Also, my merchandise is on there. The Christmas holiday season is up. Get you a hoodie. It's necessary. I think it's good. And my guys, I got a lot of wonderful guys. Buy the shirt. I think it'll look pretty dope on you. So I'm excited about it. So go to iamtricab.com, my website, and subscribe to my email list. That in that particular place, you get an opportunity to know when we're going to be live, to know what's going on, to know what's doing. I haven't really got a chance to put any healthful nuggets or fashion tips because when I tell you things have just overwhelmed, I'm asking God to help me maximize my time and to be better with what's going on. And even with the virtual consultant, that's blowing my mind too. So, hey, I got some dates still left open before 2020 ends. Get your virtual appointment with me. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And I just know it for a fact. You won't. You're going to get your money's worth. And those that asking, this is not free 99. Okay. I am a professional. God has allowed me to say that. I am a professional. Hello, I do have license and credentials to prove that if need be. Okay, so I didn't wake up and say I wanted to do that. The truth behind that is I've always been doing that. I just never promoted it. I was really low key about it, just kind of nonchalant. Thanks to this one over here, my Mimi and my dad. Look, you're good. People respond. It's a talent. Utilize it and capitalize off of it. This is the opportunity. If you got a gift, let me encourage you now. This is an opportunity to maximize off the gift that God has given you. Shame on you. The same story my mom told me. If you do not utilize the gift that God has given you. If you are anointed and making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, baby, anoint yourself, make them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because this is the season for everybody to operate in their gifts. Yeah. Use what God has given you. Yeah. And so what? If people don't want to support, trust me, somebody across the street that don't even know you is going to help you out. I know this. I'm a living witness. So trust me when I say, you, girl, over there, back there, you can do some eyebrows. Yeah. Maximize off of that. Capitalize off of it. Let your gift make room for you and put you before great men. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Share, like, whatever it is you need to do. This is what we do. See you next Friday with the parents, but this coming Wednesday, tune in, 7 o'clock, Facebook. It's going to be on. Love y'all. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. Put your mask on. Wash your hands. Please wash your hands. You know, I went into the bathroom the other day. We're in the middle of COVID. She went out and didn't wash her hands. I said, God, if you don't cover me with your blood, look, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm gone. Love y'all. Bye.